Let's start with an action-packed video. I present to you the best action anime according to the audience so far in 2024. Take pencil and paper and get ready to take note of all these titles. We begin with an anime that is loaded with unique moments where comedy and action are mixed with a mixture of mafia and espionage that reminds us a bit of that style presented by Spy Family. Meet Mission, YOZAKURA family. In this story, we meet Tayo, a young man who has been taken in by his best friend's family. But his life takes a drastic change when he discovers that they are a family of spies with superhuman abilities. Having to test his ability to survive and facing people with impressive gifts, putting his life at risk at every turn. The anime has action, a lot of comedy, and a dose of confrontations. Its main feature is the personalities of each of its characters. Undoubtedly, an anime that cannot be left out of your list of action titles. We are now lost in an anime loaded with a lot of fantasy, comedy, drama, and action. I present to you The Wrong Way to Healing Magic, an isekai that doesn't escape from the cliches of the genre, and that doesn't change it either. T is an anime that tells the life of Ken Usato, a high school student who dreams of the possibility of something truly extraordinary happening in his life. However, something happens that changes everything. Both Ken and two of his high school friends end up being transported to a unique world full of magic and danger everywhere. The anime features a lot of action with explosive charges, with a protagonist with that desire to move forward and become more and more powerful. Explosive action and a fairly basic development, but the series fulfills its function of entertaining with explosive loads of action. Power Rangers like never before, an anime based on the Super Sentai characters, but from a point of view as the antagonists of this story. In this anime, we meet one of the villains oppressed and exploited by these Rangers, decides to infiltrate their forces and become a Ranger to kill them from the inside. Loaded with action scenes and the typical sequences that we appreciate in the live-action series, Go-Go Loser Ranger gives us epic moments that cannot be left aside, with masterful action sequences full of comedy and drama. It is certainly one of the titles of 2024 that cannot miss on your list. You can watch the entire series in its first season on Disney+. Without a doubt, the season of My Hero Academy began not only with revelations, but also with incredible high-level confrontations. The great battle between the heroes against the villains begins, and we see a segmentation of all the heroes according to their virtues and weaknesses in an attempt to isolate the villains in scenarios beneficial to the heroes. However, things do not go as planned, and we begin to see various clashes that were not planned, where heroes from past seasons make their appearance to support and cope with every adversity. It certainly has an incredible load of action and could not be left out of the action-packed anime on this list. If you're up to date with anime, what has been your favorite confrontation? Let me know in the comments. Now I want to introduce you to a very curious anime with a mixture that is nothing new to watch, where we are presented with a protagonist in a world ruled by magic, and in which the protagonist has no magic and must go through a series of challenges to achieve their goals. Yes, it sounds like anime such as Mashley, Irregular at Magic School, as well as the anime Black Clover. The Wistoria anime tells us the life of Will Surfort, a young man who for love wants to graduate from magic school and rise to the top to be with his great love. However, he lives in a limited world where only those who use magic can be in that school, and he possesses no magical ability whatsoever. However, he possesses a body with a supernatural physical power with which he resolves and covers his weaknesses using his dexterity and physical resistance, creating a great rupture in the world where he lives, trying to overcome everyone to reach his goal. The anime has a very noticeable animated style, changes in format and color palette when memories are presented, and scenes that are in cinema format to give that feeling of epicness. Action-packed confrontations throughout, lots of action. Ninja Kamui is perhaps one of the animated titles that gained a lot of fans for its first 2 episodes, as well as a lot of hate for how the story developed throughout its entire season. However, something that cannot be denied is the constant load of action it has, and how it combines elements of fighting, espionage, ninja, with technology, taking the abilities of its characters to another level. We are introduced to a character who returns from the dead to take revenge and exterminate the clan he once belonged to, in order to eradicate them from existence. Lots of action, impressive choreographies where reality is mixed with fantasy, making a fusion between John Wick and Samurai Jack, and undoubtedly a first episode that certainly has no waste. You probably love street fights, gangs, and everything related to the underground. Windbreaker is an anime that has been on the lips of many, as it mixes that street style with school, where we are introduced to a series of characters who defend their territories and a somewhat peculiar protagonist whose only purpose is to show everyone his incredible fighting power and be respected, facing the strongest. The series not only has a dramatic narrative and a light romance, but it is also loaded with small moments of comedy with lots of unbridled action without any special effects or superpowers. We are only presented with street fights with a variety of choreography and use of the on-screen elements to thrill us. Without a doubt, Windbreaker is an excellent choice for fight lovers. The 4th season of Demon Slayer may not be the most exciting of all in terms of rhythm and action, since it focuses on the training of the pillars with original extended episodes to empathize and give more prominence to each of the pillars and their stories to create that connection and nurture the lore, something that the manga does not take advantage of. However, the action sequences that we can appreciate in this season are undoubtedly the best of all, and the last episode leaves everyone breathless with the incredible fight sequence that we can appreciate between the Pillar of the Rock and Muzan. With an environment that becomes more outlandish than the confrontations that we could appreciate in Season 2 in the Red District. Jinwoo is present in the adaptation of Solo Leveling, undoubtedly one of the animated adaptations that has been a success outside Japan, adapting the Korean work. Although it has not been of great mention in Japan, the anime has impressive details and incredible confrontations that go from the first episode to the end. Each sequence is unique, where we appreciate each of the characters and see the transformation of its protagonist. Episode 12, in my opinion, has been one of the best, where we can see how Jinwoo not only faces a whole horde of knights, but also how he interacts with his environment, a confrontation that is worthy of admiration, and that without a doubt everyone should appreciate from start to finish with this anime. To close these list of titles to present, one of the year's favorites, and one that undoubtedly stole everyone's heart with a top-notch level of storytelling, sound, and animation, KAIJU No. 8 establishes itself as one of the best action anime of 2024. From simple confrontations between troops facing kaiju, such as the incredible battle between the 3rd Division and the special class kaiju, such as KAIJU No. 8 vs. 9. Without a doubt, it is a series to admire, and that in only 13 episodes presents us with unique battles that make us love every detail of the series. I must also say that the dubbing of the series surpasses the average, being one of the best I've heard in recent years. We reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave us a like. Greetings to the Patreoners that you can see right now on screen. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. See you in the next video.